Spiritual awakening isn't meant to disconnect you from your life. And if it does, it's because something is missing. Because real awakening doesn't take you away from yourself. It brings you home. A lot of people are waking up right now. They're questioning everything they thought that they were, everything that they believed, everything that used to define them. And while that can be powerful, it can also feel terrifying if there is no grounding and support to hold what's opening. I want to talk about that today, and I want to share my own experience. Honestly, because I know how easy it is to think, am I losing my mind? Over 10 years ago, when my spiritual awakening began, I genuinely thought I was going crazy. I thought I was losing my mind, and in a way, I kind of was. Not because something was wrong with me, but because everything that I thought I knew myself to be was starting to fall apart. And at that point in my life, I was in a very dark place. I was in a narcissistic, emotionally abusive relationship. I was in major debt. I was working constantly just to survive. My health was deteriorating, and the medical system couldn't give me any answers as to why I felt so awful. And that's actually why I'm so passionate about holistic healing now, because I learned the hard way that it's never just the physical body. I was exhausted, disconnected. I was in pain on every level, physically, mentally, emotionally, and then everything just started to unravel. I went through what I now understand and know as the dark night of the soul. Everything was falling apart and at the same time somehow coming together. My old identity couldn't hold on anymore. The coping mechanisms that I'd used to survive stopped working, and the truth that I'd been avoiding started knocking pretty loudly. It was messy, disorienting, lonely, and terrifying. And then something shifted. My intuition started to come back online. I started to know things that I didn't know how I knew. Synchronicities showed up constantly. Messages came to me through physical pain, through dreams, through music and symbols. My body really became a messenger, and that's what it is. Again, I thought I was losing my mind. But what was really happening was that my consciousness was expanding faster than my nervous system could integrate. There was one moment I will never forget. I was in the shower one day and I dropped to my knees in pain, agonizing pain. But it wasn't physical pain. This was energetic pain. It honestly felt like I was giving birth through my heart chakra, like something was pushing its way out of my heart chakra. It was overwhelming. It was cracking. It was raw. And again, my mind went to, what the hell is happening to me? Am I going crazy? What it was a heart awakening, a spiritual awakening. And looking back now, I can see it clearly. I wasn't going mad. I was waking up to self-love. My higher self was coming online. My soul was guiding me out of a deeply damaging situation and towards my true path. This is where I want to slow things down, because awakening without embodiment can lead to dissociation, confusion, identity fragmentation, feeling ungrounded or floaty, that kind of up in space kind of feeling. And true awakening includes the body. It doesn't bypass fear, it integrates it. It doesn't escape the human experience, it inhabits it. When consciousness expands faster than the nervous system feels safe to hold, people feel like they're falling apart. And this is huge in the plant medicine spaces and people who are constantly chasing healing after healing after healing, and it's all pretty damaging. And that's not awakening gone wrong, that's awakening without grounding and integration. Expansion without grounding isn't growth, it's destabilisation. The real work is learning how to stay open while staying rooted, to expand your awareness without abandoning the body, to access intuition without dissociating from reality, to wake up spiritually while staying emotionally and physically present. Because the truth is, your physical life and your spiritual life are not separate things. They're one and the same. You don't need to lose yourself to awaken. You don't need to destroy your life, your body, or your nervous system. You need to come into yourself more fully. That's what true awakening actually is. Not transcendence at the expense of the human, but consciousness through the human. After that period in my life, I had the awareness and the courage to leave that horrible relationship. I stepped deeper into my healing, deeper into my spiritual work, and deeper into my path as a healer, and everything changed. My whole life changed. Not overnight, but slowly, steadily, and surely. Not because I escaped humanity, but because I learned how to live inside it with awareness and strength. And this is the work that I guide people through now. Awakening that doesn't scatter you, healing that doesn't bypass you, transitions that feel kind of exciting instead of terrifying, and expansion that strengthens your capacity to live. Because waking up shouldn't cost you your nervous system, your health, or your sense of self. Talking about your real self, it might cost you your ego and your limiting beliefs a little bit. So if you're on this path and you want guidance that is grounded, embodied, and honest, subscribe and stay here with me. You don't have to do this alone. Awakenings can be held and you can expand without falling apart. You just need the right grounding and support. Give this video a like and drop your awakening stories or your questions in the comments below. Until next time.